Hey everybody, what is going on? I think I got it all fixed up now, ready to go. I started it and had to stop it because I didn't even have my information up, and then I had to use my phone to connect my computer to the internet. All right, so let me preface this by saying, y'all know that when I do this and show my numbers, the net that I'm showing is with nothing removed. There's no taxes, there's nothing taken out of it. That is just what the net is to the house, or whatever you want to call it, to the kitty, after expenses, which are, the expenses are, you know, you got, and I don't have payroll taken out yet either, because that's going to come once I open the business account. It's all going to change my net just a little bit, but that'll be including the pay before any kind of distribution from the business. So that being said, and the expenses are, the fixed ones are, you know, you got payroll and the truck payment, rental, lease, whatever you want to call it, and all the insurances and the registration, which are the fixed expenses because they don't change. The variable expenses, of course, are fuel, maintenance and repairs, fuel card fees, bank account fees, trucking fees, truck parking fees, truck scales, heavy use tax, tolls, state fuel use tax, pre-pass fees, administrative truck wash, truck supplies, APU, maintenance, repairs, computer equipment, computer software, advertising, website, cell phone charges, interest charges, hotel, taxi, rental car, satellite radio, and miscellaneous. And if I said it too fast, too bad. Go get the spreadsheet from Big Rig CEO, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It will perfectly translate over to a Google Sheets spreadsheet if you don't want to use Microsoft Excel. But that being said, on to week 4 of 2020, January. I could say period 1, week 4, for those of you that go that way, or week 4. Anyway, gross was 30. Why are you not working now? Okay, gross was $33.30 and 36 cents at come on, work with me here. 2,170 miles for $1.53 a mile. And yes, it went down. So the first 3 weeks was good. I did not update the first week the way I was planning on it yet, and add the truck payment in there to the income, because I don't know where they put that at. So I'm not putting that on there yet, but I also did not take it out. Where is it? Actually, I did take it out, so maybe I should not. If I'm not doing that, that'll give me a better number. So, because, fix yourself, you fool. Okay, because I did not make the payment, I did, but I didn't, you know, because it came out of that $1,400 I told you all about for the new truck. I took it out. So, my loss per mile was only 78 cents that week. But my week 2 and my week 3, like I said last week, they were good. They were well into the green at $1. Sorry, y'all. At $1.69 per mile and $1.82 per mile. This week was only $1.53 a mile. Last week, whatever you want to call it. I got back out, and what is going on here? Okay, that's right. Okay, the reason it was like that last week is because last week was a go-home week. And as I've said before, the go-home weeks are not always the best weeks, right? So I ran from Grove City to Ohio to Aurora, then West Chicago to North Vernon, Indiana, and then from Mooresville, Indiana, they had me run and drop a trailer off. I had to get rid of my empty to, let me put this over here real quick. This will be the worst video quality I've made, right? So, anyway, And I don't know if this is going to work out because there's a guy parked next to me that has had his reefer going. I was going to sit up front, but the vibration coming off of that thing in the cab of my truck is ridiculous. I don't know what's up with this reefer. I mean, they don't bother me when I'm going to sleep, but, you know. So I dropped my trailer off in Indy or picked up a trailer in Indy? Yeah, I picked up a trailer in Indy. This was a different one. And ran it from Mooresville to Hannibal, Missouri. And the reason I did that is because I had found a load going from Hannibal to Social Circle, which was going to take me home. So the Social Circle isn't close enough to my house. I had to bobtail. No, I did bobtail. I grabbed a trailer from there and went to the house. After I had booked another load to get out of the house once I got finished doing what I had to do, because I was under the mistaken impression that I was going to open a business bank account on Monday, not realizing that it was MLK Day and there were no offices or banks open. So thank you, government and everybody else, for shutting down for the day. I'm not knocking the holiday, okay? It's just that I had plans and bam, oh my God, I forgot. So yeah, we were sitting there after I got home. Somebody said something about the bank being closed. I'm like, what? It's what holiday's coming up? I mean, we just had New Year's and Christmas. I mean, what else is there? So now my plan is to come back around Valentine's to hang out with the wife. Let's see if I can't get this glare off my glass a little bit. No, I guess not. So don't know how that's going to work. I'm going to have to check and see if there is no... How about that? No? I'm going to have to check and see if there's no banks open on Valentine's Day or something like that. I'm going to try and get back that Friday because I don't want to do it on a Monday. It all depends, guys. It all depends. So, went from Hannibal to Social Circle, and it wasn't bad, but this week is bad as well. So this week I'm looking at like $1.57, and I ain't too worried about it. I would close with a 41 this week, but I'm going to close with about a 37 for gross because the last trip I have, they wouldn't fall. And this will happen to you. They don't fall exactly the way you want them to. So if you are relying on that check to make this, you're not always going to get there, okay? Because I knew I was going to get to, I don't remember what I got after this one. I think it's 34. And then I found two nice $300 ones, short, sweet, easy, quick, to the point. But they didn't pick up till Monday, and the second one on Monday didn't drop till Tuesday. So I'm like, I can get all the way there and drop it Tuesday morning. It drops at 5 a.m. for a live unload, and the live unload is supposed to take 2 hours. And it was last time I was there. I was thinking of something else earlier, but the last one I have is a 2-hour live unload. If it takes 3 hours, whatever, I don't care. I'm in Ohio, and then I'm going to Indiana. I pray to God this snow that's coming does not affect me as much. So tomorrow when I get up, I got to wait till daybreak in case of black ice or anything like that. So this week, and I'll go ahead and run some this week. I'll show y'all. I got, when I left the house, I was conveniently found a load in Statesboro, Georgia. I live like 20 minutes from there. So I booked that load before I left Hannibal, Missouri. I booked that load sometime a day or two before I started heading home. It was there. It sat there. I didn't like the rate, but it got me out of the house and took me straight to Greenville, Tennessee. And from there, I had a load from Midway going to Columbus, Ohio. So I was able to get it out of the house and make not too bad and get bam right back up here to Ohio. And then that's when I got screwed. The reason I wanted to get to Ohio is because I wanted to get to Obetz to service my truck. Hang on, let me get that. And I'll tell you all about that in a minute. So I got to Obetz, and then I went to, and it's funny because the load from Columbus, Ohio, made me drop my empty at Obetz, which actually worked out perfect because I was going to go get my load in West Jefferson and then go back to Obetz That way nobody would steal my empty. Well, they wanted the empty and no bets. So I just went and parked there, dropped the trailer, did my service, and then went to West Jefferson, and then to New Weston, Ohio, and then from Lima, Ohio to Seymour, Indiana, and from Seymour, Indiana to Greensboro, North Carolina. And from there, well, I went from Whiteville, Virginia, and I'm going to I'm just all over the place. I'm trying to stick to Ohio, Indiana, Illinois right now because that was doing me well. I couldn't really find what I was looking for. So I went from Greensboro, North Carolina to Whiteville to pick up, and went from Whiteville to here. I'm dropping in Bedford Heights, and then I'm going from West Salem to Sydney, and then I'm going from Vandalia to Marion, Indiana. So they're all short runs. They're all decent runs. And that's one of the things you want to try and do, like I said before, is you ain't making no money on them long runs. Not like you could. And you can actually make more off of short runs as far as your mileage stays low, so you're saving money on fuel, as opposed to you can get the same price for one long run off of like 500, 600, 700 miles as you can on 2 to 3 short runs off of 400, 500, 600 miles. So you could save 100, 200, 300 miles on it, and it all depends. I mean, do you want to run 3 trips and go crazy, or do you want to run one long relaxed trip? It all depends. I mean, sometimes they're relaxed and sometimes they're not, so anyway, so that is what it looks like for now, with that $1.53 a mile for the week last week on 33, 30, 36. And the net on that, my expenses for that week, because I'm gonna go back up. This computer is so slow. And they say it, so fixed expenses, I got my insurance lowered by about $6 because I dropped below the $150,000 value of the truck. My physical damage insurance went down $5.91. I'm sorry, $5.92. Because it was $107.01, it's now $101.09, which made my fixed expenses go from $11.50.37 to $11.44.45. My fuel, on the other hand, because I did not fill up week 3 at the end of the week. I ended up having 4 fill-ups on week 4. So my fuel ended up being $10.93. But my average still sits at, so that's $7.14, $24.50 plus a short week, $26.50 for 4 weeks. So that's what, 600 and some change a week, right? $6.50 a week. Yeah, right about $6.50 a week so far on the fuel for the first 4 weeks. Truck scales, I've only done one so far. That was $12. The rest of my loads have all been decent, so I haven't had to worry about any of that. My tolls came out for December, and because I watched my tolls, I've been real picky about where I go as far as, and see, that's another thing. When you limit yourself, you limit your income, right? But I've almost got it to where I can limit myself and bounce around the tolls and still make it to where I got to go. Once you learn, if you haven't been doing this a while, like me, I haven't been doing this long enough to know, okay? Like Northeast, if you run Northeast a lot, you know where you can go with a semi and not hit any tolls. They never paid for, from what I was told, they never paid for the Midwest tolls, so I would have been having to pay for them anyway, right? But the money's there, so it doesn't matter. There's money in the Northeast, there's money in the Midwest, there's money everywhere. You just got to know how to run the lanes. I have a permanent $10.58 on the heavy use tax because they take it out at one time, and then they have you build your escrow back up. So I just do it at $10.58 a week, which equals $550 a year. My tolls were only $50.75, which adds up to only 2 cents a mile for week 4. And admittedly, it would be like, that means for the first 4 weeks, it would be half a cent per mile for the whole month, right? Because 2 cents per mile divided by 4 weeks is half a cent per mile. Even though the mileage varies, it's not going to be accurate like that. But I mean, if you figure it out divided by 4, then just do it that way. You know, whatever. It's all the same. And then $50 in administrative fees came out because it's the beginning of the year. They have extra stuff they take out. And then there was another fee, $37 administrative fee. So my variable expenses were astronomically high. They were $300 and $400 more than usual. So I lost out on that. But $2,300 in total expenses for $1.07 per mile. Now the format spreadsheet that I took from James's James's video, I added all my home expenses and everything, and all that comes out to $1.07 per mile. That includes your truck payment, and a few other things. Truck payment, insurance, cell phone, home bills, and a few other things. So if you get that spreadsheet and put that down there, you'll know what you need to break even for your house and your vehicle that you're renting. My total cost per day was $464. My profit, why is my profit per day not showing up? So if you download this spreadsheet and put it on Google Sheets, I don't know if it's doing the same thing in Excel, but if you get this from Big Rig CEO and download this sheet, the colors are not changing on the Google spreadsheet. So at the bottom of all your expenses, you'll see, let me see if I can get this in here like this without having to do a whole nother video part. See the green I got right here, the green right here. What you got to do is you got to highlight these and change your color up here for your letters up there. Change your letter color. Like I said, the worst quality video I've made. Change your letter color on your, if you know how to do that. I mean, if you don't, hit me up, man. I'll send you messages. Excuse me. If y'all don't know how to do it, just let me know. I'll post a video or something of putting that on there. So yeah, there's another whole, good grief. There's a whole nother thing here where he did not, the letters are in white. I think when it goes into Excel spreadsheet, it actually changes colors. I'm not sure. Either that or he just put it in and didn't think to change it. It doesn't matter. Might have been white because he doesn't want to see it unless it's actually something that he uses. Because the income also below the line haul bonuses and miscellaneous as well was whited out. It's all whited out until you actually have something there, and then you can change the color. That's what I do. I just change the color on it, and that way, because I think that's why he did that, or why it's doing that. I don't know. Anyway, so that's it for the week of week 4. Let me see if I can do this. If it's been disconnected, it might not work. So my monthly numbers so far, come on baby, work. Monthly numbers so far, total income is $11,901 at $1.69 a mile. It was what? All up in my face. Look at you people. Get out of my face. It was at what? Like I think it was like $1.79. Anyway, it's $1.69 a mile now, and it's going to go down even further this week, because this week I'm only doing $1.57. So expenses at 52 cents a mile for $36.41, and fixed expenses, variables at $29.55.79 for total 42 cents a mile. Total expenses at $65.97 for 94 cents a mile. Profit per mile of 75 cents. Profit so far $53.03.97 to the kitty. not including taxes, not including anything like that. Average daily revenue in the kitty, $252.57. So there you have it, folks. That's it for actually what looks like the first month at 7,043 miles and a cost of $314.15 per day with 21 days worked. Now that doesn't include this week, so we got one more week to go, but I think it's going to drop it on month 2 because of the fact that the equation is showing, let me see if that's right, C through F. Yeah, the equation is showing week 1, 2, 3, and 4 is C through F, when week 1 was actually basically the end of December, basically, because you got paid. If you worked here, you got paid on that Thursday, and that Thursday was, I don't know, was the 2nd, right? So, January 2nd was Thursday, yes, which was actually the week of December 25th through the 30th. So technically, that's not even for this year. But for tax purposes, since you got paid this year, it goes on the first week of this year, which is kind of going to throw my numbers off. And I'm not doing a whole nother thing just for that. Just like I'm not going to revisit my second quarter, my true second quarter numbers. Once this, it all balances out, kind of, sort of. I mean, man, that's going to drive me crazy every time I think about it. Anyway, so that's all we got, people. That's all we got. And I'm going to be sitting here. I'm just praying it doesn't snow. You know, the Bedford Heights is showing, let me just connect this. Bedford Heights is showing, shut up, you little, start. Shut down. Oh my God, this thing's so slow. Get out of there. There we go. Shut down. Anyway. Bedford Heights is showing snow. 1 to 3 inches. And I am inexperienced in the snow. So, I'm waiting till daybreak. And I'm going to creep my butt out of here nice and slow. I'll probably be the slowest guy on the highway, but I'm not going to end up looking like one of them clowns. Turn off, yes. So, I don't know. Any questions? Any comments? Y'all know what to do. There's a little comment thing down at the bottom. You hit that like, hit that subscribe, whatever. I mean, don't like it, so on and so on. It's funny how they got a little thing on there, and there's another thing if you make videos that has like the subscriptions, and it doesn't tell you who all they are, but it's got all the some of them it does, some of them it doesn't, but it has all the likes and dislikes and how many views you've gained in a month and so on. And I'm like, I guess it has to do with the monetary stuff. I don't know. I couldn't tell you because I don't have any of that. Anyway, I'll finish this off because, you know, these are usually 30 minutes. I figure I wasted your time with this. Now, the work order for the truck, I had them do an oil and filter change, fuel filter change. I wanted them to change the Davco. They didn't have any in stock. Now, if you have a new 19 or 20, the Davcos are $135 alone just for the part. Or 125 or 135, it's one of the two. They said I could run over there and grab one and come back and bring it, but I've still got half a life in it. So I'm probably going to wait until either my next oil change or my next quarterly annual checkup. So I might start doing what the other guys are doing and just get all this stuff changed every quarter. Yeah, because, you know, they want us to have our little physical done. Yeah, maybe that's what I call it from now on, the truck's physical. So they want us to have these trucks checked out and have an annual inspection every quarter, which, you know, okay. I don't care, whatever. But that means I have to go to a shop every quarter instead of just taking it to Speedco or whomever. But I had them re-grease my fifth wheel and clean it all up, because the other day she didn't want to latch, and she did it twice, and it was like 19 degrees, 16 degrees outside. So I backed up into it and checked it, and because it didn't sound right. There was not that clunk sound that it makes, because I didn't know that it would always make a specific sound until that happened. It didn't make the same sound it usually makes. So I'm like, well, okay, I don't care, whatever. So when I hopped out and looked, I'm like, oh, well, you're like, it was a good bit. It was probably an inch away from where it should have been. So I pulled out, I disconnected from it, pulled out, whacked it back in there. Still didn't make the right sound. Got back out, looked again, and sure enough, it wasn't hooked up right again. So I pulled out, and I got some Davco fuel. You know, I had drained that thing out, and I have a little jug inside my compartment with some of that in it, because, you know, you can use that for lubricant, and I also have a spray bottle with that in it. So the spray bottle's mostly for stubborn tandems, because it's a lot easier than going, get on there. So you can just squirt it, right? So I got the spray bottle in there. All the spray bottles are, the old Dollar General ones, are susceptible to leaks. So if you get one, get yourself a roll of duct tape and set that spray bottle right in the middle of it, and it will not fall down. So that's what I did. And I've had to spray. I sprayed a tandem the other day, but it was useless because they rejected the trailer anyway. Because I had holes in the roof that I didn't catch, because when I got it, I picked it up at night, and it was a food grade location. But that's a whole nother story. So I took my bottle, the quart bottle, and I dumped part of it onto the fifth wheel, and hey, it worked. I backed into it, and sure enough, it latched. And it did it again, and that next time it did it, that was like 3 days later, I think. It was really super cold again. I pulled out, and I didn't do it twice this time. Or did I? I might have done it twice again, just to see if it would catch, and it didn't. So I pulled out, and this time I used my squirt bottle and sprayed up inside of there, and that worked too. But you know, it's diesel fuel with additives, so it's not going to work as well as grease, even though, you know, both of them, when they get cold, they're stubborn. So I had them clean that up as well during this service. So the greasing of the fifth wheel and the chassis and the oil and the filter change were all a total of $125.57. This is at Schneider, okay? This is not at your local TA or anything like that, or your Freightliner shop or anybody like that. And if you go with Schneider, if you go with one of ours, if you work for us and you go with one of ours, make sure you go to a good one, because, like, you know, from rumors, there's certain ones you don't want to go to. I'm not going to call them out, because that's not my business. I don't know who they are. All I know is I'm going to go to ones that people have recommended. I was going to go to one, and they're like, well, this one's good too. I'm like, well, I'm going to be right next door to there, so I'm going there. That's why I went to Obet's, because they supposedly got good. They fixed my antenna for my Qualcomm. It had a work order in there, and that was free. Total oil change with the labor hours was a little over an hour and a half for $127.09. So total job was $252 on that, and then the fuel filters total job cost was only $111.34. I was going to do this myself, because the parts are only $51, and they've actually gone up. They're $63.58 now. So I was going to do that myself, but labor's only $47.76 on it, so I might let them do that next time. Although when they looked at them, there wasn't any dirt. It didn't look that bad. I mean, the fuel filters actually looked fairly clean. So I don't know if I wasted my money or not, but, you know, whatever. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And as part of the maintenance schedule for your warranty, and I don't want them to sit here and say, well, you didn't do this when it was in warranty, and you didn't do this at the recommended intervals. So you're not going to get your warranty honored for certain things. So I don't want to have that. So any of that. And since the Davco wasn't done, it was a lot less. It would have been like 125 more, 135 more plus the labor for that, which I assume would be, I don't know, 50, 60 bucks. So maybe another $200. Total was like $364. And if you add the Davco, it would have been about $560, $570, right around there, right? So something to think about. Remember when you got to get your vehicle worked on, get your Freightliner worked on. I cannot speak for Kenworth or Pete's or anything like that. I've heard they're more expensive. I really couldn't tell you. Other than that, I got nothing. So, like I said, I thought I was done. I wasn't done. Now I'm done. Finito. Fatish. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff, y'all. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day.